Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha, Chodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder apostle, Aharawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Florida. Shalom to the Sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Kharab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Florida. And today I'll be covering our lesson. It's an impromptu, but it was inspired by a lesson that the brother Yahweh Sop, this camp, the Lions Den Camp, just did just a little over 13 hours ago. And it was that's what it took. I seen the title and I was like, boom. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's the lesson. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, "For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. For Yahweh is witness of his reins, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue." So wisdom is a loving spirit. And it says it will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. So you have a lot of people that have blasphemed over the years. And then here lately, with all these, we'll say, pop-up camps in churches, that's all about the money. They're not about actually furthering the truth. They're not actually about pushing forth the Lord's agenda. They're about doing their own thing. A lot of them are blasphemous. They blaspheme the words of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. They blaspheme, period. And they're not going to be acquitted of their words. They're not going to be exonerated. They're not going to be excused for their blasphemous words. Why? Because the Heavenly Father Yahweh himself is witness of their reins, their hearts, their minds, and what they think. And it says, and a true beholder and a hearer of his tongue. So the Lord not only knows their heart, he hears their words and what they say behind closed doors and what they really think. And the truth of the matter is, it's going to be a judgment for that. Blaspheming Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, that's a judgment coming. So real quick, I think I got grab a couple of precepts on this, and I'm gonna finish what that is. Come on now. This is Luke chapter 8, verse 17. It says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." So there is nothing that is going to be so secret and that is so behind closed doors that it won't be made manifest. Neither is anything hid that shall not be known. So it don't matter what is done in secret, what is done behind closed doors, what is done behind walls or whatever, in closed spaces where there's only a few people. The Lord sees and he hears it. So guess what? And eventually it's going to be made manifest and it's going to come to the light. It's going to come abroad. Meaning the Lord is going to expose it. He's going to bring it out, especially if it's wickedness. He's going to bring it out to the forefront. And we see that now. The Lord is bringing out a lot of this wickedness out to the forefront, especially the lies of Aisha, these Otawamites. Everything that they say, the Lord has been exposing it to all be lies and treachery and wickedness, because they do these things and they come up with crap behind closed doors, and guess what? It get exposed because the Lord, he sees everything. So ain't nothing gonna be that secret and that hid that it won't be made manifest and brought and made it and known and brought abroad or brought to the light. Let's continue. Hold on. Let's go to Mark. Here we go. All right. Just to reiterate the point again that the Lord, he see everything and he know what's going on. This is why things get exposed and brought to the forefront. And again, it's just and the mark is just the same thing as Luke, chapter 4, verse 22. There is nothing hid which shall not be made manifest, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. So it ain't no hiding from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So a lot of these false prophets, a lot of these self-proposed, self-titled leaders among Yasharala or Israel, everything that they do behind closed doors, everything that they come up with behind closed doors, everything that they say, everything that they think, the Lord sees it, and He's not going to acquit them, because He knows what they really think, how they really feel, and what they really speak out of their mouth. So I'm going to jump down to verse 8. Therefore he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him. So those that speaketh unrighteous things, those that don't tell the truth, that don't speak the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in truth, in sincerity, in humbleness, and in edification, the things that they speak cannot be hid. Neither when vengeance, judgment cometh, when it punisheth, it's not going to pass by them. I mean, they're going to fall victim to the Lord's judgment, because He see and hear what they're doing. All works of flesh are before the eyes of the Lord. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get them too. But let's continue. Verse 9, it says, for inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. So inquisition is going to be made into the counsels of the ungodly. Inquisition meaning the Lord is going to look into their affairs. He's going to look into what they've been doing. The counsels of the ungodly. And the sound of their words going to come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds, meaning the Lord is going to expose everything. And we've seen it. And we're going to see it again. The Lord is going to continue to expose those who are not for him. He's going to continue to expose the tabernacles of wickedness and their wickedness, so that we can see the manifestation of their wicked deeds, so that it can be proven like they don't stand. The Lord is basically saying they don't stand for me. Let's continue. Verse 10. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things, and the noise of murmurings is not hid. So the ears of jealousy heareth all things. An evil speaker cannot be hid. Anybody that's speaking evil, it will not be hidden. The ear of jealousy heareth all things. The Lord, his ears hear all things. We don't hear everything. We don't see everything, but the Heavenly Father does. And he hears and sees everything. And the noise of murmurings is not hid. Trash talking, backbiting, or whatever you want to call it, those things are not hid either. Verse 11. Therefore beware of murmurings, like it, which is unprofitable, and refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret that it shall go for naught, and the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. So beware of murmuring. And these false prophets, these self-proclaimed leaders, these self-titled leaders, you know, they are the main ones that what it is, murmuring, that murmur. There we go. They talk trash. They want to do. And guess what? They don't understand that it's unprofitable. That's why the Lord tells you, beware of it, because it's unprofitable. Refrain your tongue from backbiting. Don't bear false witness. A lot of these self-proclaimed leaders have bared false witness against the true men of the Lord, from the elder apostles on down. Bearing false witness. Backbiting. So guess what? For that, there is no word that's going to be so secret that it shall go for nothing. Everything these false prophets speak behind closed doors, that the wicked speak behind closed doors, the tabernacles of the border of wickedness, the tabernacles of Adawam, i.e. the border of wickedness, everything that they have ever spoken, it's not going to be hid. It's not going to be in secret that it shall not come. Or the words that they speak is not going to go for nothing. Everything that they speak, any wicked vibration is going to come back. It has a a recompense behind it. So the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. So guess what? They slay themselves. The mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. They actually get other people messed up, and they're gonna get themselves messed up because they think that they're hid, but they're not hid. Let's get a few scriptures on that. But the Lord, He see and He hear everything. He know what's going on. So it's best to just be real and be transparent, even though you can't hide from it. But a lot of people try. Let's continue though. Let's see what this is. Here we go. I don't think I'm missing one somewhere. Yep, I passed it. I know I passed it. Yep, Sirach 23. Or Ecclesiasticus. I'm going to start at verse 18. It says, a man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. So a man that breaketh wedlock, and here it is actually talking about, like, a man dibbling or dabbling on his wife, but you could also look at it as a man that's breaking his word, that's breaking a covenant, that's going back on his word. And he says in his heart, who seeth me? And this is how Aisha operates. He think don't nobody see him. He think because he's compassed about with darkness and the walls cover him, meaning he does things behind closed doors, that nobody seeth him. So he feels like he doesn't need to fear, when really and truly that's the problem. They do fear. That's why they're hiding. That's why Aisha hides behind closed doors. He does these things behind closed doors. It's not like, oh, we're hiding because we don't want anyone to mess up the plan. No, they scared because that could happen. So guess what? Because of that, and they think that they, of course, think that the Lord won't remember sins. But guess what? Verse 19, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. See, boom, there you go. This is why they do these things behind closed doors, because they fear the eyes of men. And knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret part. So these fools forget that the Heavenly Father's eyes can see everything. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. And we can't even look at the sun without squinting. The Lord's eyes are brighter than that. So he see everything. You ain't hid from him. He behold all ways of men and considering the most secret parts. So he know the most intricate secrets, deep stuff about men. But you know how these fools go though. One more precept, or a couple more precepts, I guess. Sirach 39. Let's see. Verse 19 of Sirach 39. The works of all flesh are before him, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. He seeth from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. So all the works of flesh are before the Lord's eyes, from man to beast, to small creeping crawly things, everything. He see it all. Nothing can be hid from his eyes. That's why his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. The Lord sees everything. And he seeth from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. So ain't nothing that's going to happen. Ain't nothing that man going to do that's going to catch the Heavenly Father off guard. And he going to be like, whoa, that was a surprising. Nah, you can't do that. But, the main point of this lesson, going back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, when it come down to it, for all these, we'll say these apostates, false prophets. I like to call them false prophets because that's what they are. Everything that they've ever spoken, the Lord is He's gonna make inquisition, and He's gonna bring it all back to Him, and they're gonna have to give an account for it. So yeah, watch your mouth. Shalom.